Hey guys, I just wanted to jump in and show off some new merch I just dropped. I did this summer design for the Dragon Slug Pop. We have a couple different t-shirt designs, got some tank tops, and we also have a pint glass design. I was really pleased with how this looked, and it was just so cute. I wanted to do a cute little classic pop. So if you want to check it out, go to my Teespring account down in the description. Thanks, guys. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Katelyn, and today we are doing another Monster Mash. It's been a hot minute since I've done a Monster Mash, and I'm really wanting to get back into it so then I can keep making more monsters for like a Creature Compendium #2, or making some fun monsters I can put in my comic. So right now I am live on Twitch. If you want to follow and hang out with me while I do like live Monster Mashes and art, go follow at twitch.tv/KMcCaigue. But either way, live on Twitch, and we have decided we're going to do a random animal generator for today's Monster Mash. So I pulled up the randomlist.com/random-animals. I'll have the link down in the description, but this is the usual one that I do for any type of random animal generation. So I'm gonna change it to maybe like, I don't know, 4 animals, because 6 is a little much, but I think we could work with 4. So let's go ahead, we got 4, and let's do our roll and see what we get. Okay, we got an alligator, a turtle, an eagle owl, and an octopus. That is an interesting combo. I was all for it until like the eagle owl got thrown in, because alligator, turtle, and octopus I think could work really well, obviously because they're all water-based creatures. But then we get the random insert of the eagle owl. I think we can make this work, but it's gonna be interesting. So let's jump over and like get some sketches started and see what we can figure out for combining these creatures. Okay, I got my reference in, and so now we're gonna sketch and figure out how we can combine these creatures. We got a lot of different things we can pull from. Like, I feel the alligator and the turtle are gonna be the easiest to put together. And then the octopus should just be like fun, and then the owl, I don't know. We're gonna have to figure out how to add the owl in. Okay, so let's start. I think I'm gonna start with maybe more of a turtle-based creature. So if we had like the shell, and then at least what I'm thinking would be kind of fun, at least to get it out of my brain, we can start with more of like an alligator tail, like this. But I kind of like the idea of making it kind of like half and half and have the texture more of like the octopus tentacle, or like the octopus skin in general. Like it could have like the spines and kind of the plating, but then it would be kind of fun to have like more of the octopus coloring like within the tail too. And then I think this one we're gonna kind of go with like extended neck for the turtle so I can like see it a little bit better. And I kind of like the throat of like my alligator example. I think that would work really well. And then I think for the face, we could do maybe a combo of like the leather back, but also make it similar to the beak of the owl. So it's maybe a combo here. And then maybe we segment it a little bit, kind of like how the turtle beak is. Ooh, that's kind of looking creepy. I like it. I think it would be really fun to have more of the octopus eye too. I think that would look really cool. And then I like how the owls have like that like feather horning to it. So I'm wondering if we could replicate that. Maybe not with feathers exactly. I mean, actually the feathers might not look too bad, but it could be more like spines. Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of digging that. I kind of like the idea of having more of the clawed feet, but then I feel we're missing some parts of like the octopus as well. I mean, we could have like suckers on the bottom of its feet or like along its legs, but I don't know if that works as well. Or like we put suckers on the tail, so then it could like hold on to things with the tail. I don't know. That's a hard decision. But I do like the idea of these like front feet maybe being more like a combo of the alligator and like the turtle and a little bit of owl. I kind of like it. I kind of like these little front feet. Oh my gosh, I actually really dig that. They're like so cute and weird. Okay, and then the back legs, I think we'll do kind of a combo of like the alligator and a little bit of the turtle. Okay, I think this is a good first sketch, getting some of the ideas together. But let's do another iteration so we can think of another way we could do this creature. Next up, where do we want to go with this? Because we could base it more on closer to the alligator body or the owl body, or push even more of the octopus. You know what? Let's do kind of a combo of things. So I don't know, but I'm thinking like the chest, similar to how the octopus is, might be like kind of weird and cool. So I'm gonna keep that in mind. I feel like we're really close to making like an Eldritch horror type of situation if I do have a creature with more legs and arms and things. Or even we could put, like, thinking of Eldritch horror, we could make the mouth kind of tentacle-y to go with the octopus. You know, I want to try that. So yeah, what if instead we did kind of a combo of like what we previously made, add a little bit more crocodile features. We add some like teeth, keep it like a beak situation. Then we add some like crocodile teeth in there. And then maybe it would have like the tentacles on its face to help like grab prey. So chat had the idea of maybe making more of like a tentacle mouth with like a beak within it. Maybe something more like this. Changing it up a bit. Like more like the arms around the mouth like that. Okay, so with those two in mind, if we did more of a bird-based body shape, how do we want to do that? I could see it maybe even being like almost like a wyvern, because we could use the more sea turtle arms combined with like the wings of the owl. That might also be really cool. So maybe we should like kind of experiment with that. Okay, so then if we had like maybe something like this and it could walk on the fronts, then add some of like the armor plating of like the alligator. And then maybe we could add like little bits of plating that kind of look like the turtle shell too. I could see these more being like fins, more so than wings, but maybe we could even replicate some of the patterning that you see on the owl wings, like color-wise. In that case, the head could maybe have the turtle shell, like a Pacliosaur. Yeah, that we could do like a Pacliosaur. I can never say their names, but yeah, like a shell head comboed with like little tentacles. And I kind of like the idea of having the alligator tail. I don't know, I just really like alligator tails. I mean, I know why, but... And then I'm just gonna sketch the legs underneath so I can visualize them. And then I kind of like the idea of it having like a longer neck that could maybe go like out and retract, kind of like a turtle's. Oh my god, we're making like a dragon at this point, and I am so pleased. And then chat had the idea of making like the turtle shell more like the head of I butcher all dinosaur names, so I'm just gonna call this a Packy. Maybe making the head kind of similar to this. A couple like cool spikes that kind of feel also similar to the alligators. That's sick. Honestly, this is really sick. I am super digging this. I think I already know what the winner is for our design between the two, because I am all in on this one. I think this looks dope. I think this looks really cool. I think this would be a much more sea-based creature. I don't think these wings could do any flying, but it could fly through the water, you know? So I'm gonna run with this. I'm gonna run with this idea, and we're going to go ahead and put it in a more dynamic pose to show off more of its features, get some line art, and then color going. Color is gonna be fun, because like with an octopus, it'd be kind of cool if it could also change its color to its surroundings type of situation. Ooh, this is gonna be a hard decision. Let's go ahead and jump in and move forward with this second concept. All right, it's time to jump in and get the final render of this creature started. So I thought for maybe this portion of the drawing process, I could like brainstorm with you guys maybe a bit about I guess eating and living habits of this creature, maybe some cool characteristics of how it moves or hunts or different cool stuff like that. I thought it would be really fun to brainstorm that with you guys. So if you also have some ideas as we're going through these, I'd love you to leave some comments down below, especially if I missed something that you think would be really fitting for this creature. I'd really love to hear it. So leave me a comment. So I have a couple of random ideas for this creature. So first off is how it would use its head and face. So with that harder head, I could see it primarily maybe being used for, I guess, mating displays, like when the males fight for a female. I could see them kind of rocketing through the water with these larger fins and that thicker tail. They might be able to go pretty quickly through the water and ram each other's heads, kind of thing. It's almost like winding up and running at each other to smash each other's heads, to kind of display dominance. You could get a couple of really nasty cuts and like bruises and things from both the head and those spikes around it. So I could see those fights being pretty brutal amongst the males of the species. I'm also curious if they could potentially use them for maybe some type of large crustacean creature that would be in these oceans too. The beak itself could also be used for crunching shells of crustaceans, or even like splitting kind of like a scallop or a clam or something, like using the beak to kind of split it open and holding it with their hands from their fins. I could see that too, but maybe they could also place something between like their head and a rock and like kind of hit against it with the head as well. I could see them use it for attacking prey or like crushing those type of crustacean things. And I mean, they could even use the tentacles on their heads to hold the prey in place. So if they do find like a larger rock on the seabed where they are, they could hold like this larger, I kind of imagine one of those like spider crabs, those really tall, like lanky limbed crabs. It could be holding on to the legs of it with the tentacles and then just ramming it repeatedly with its head to try to crack through, kill the prey, and eat the prey. That's at least what I'm thinking the head and the beak could be used for. And then maybe also when they're rocketing through the water, in terms of how they can catch fish and other prey, they could use their tentacles to wrap around, grab them, and like just rip them apart with the beak as they're holding it with the tentacles. Or if they're even like being preyed upon, like maybe a larger type of shark species could hunt these as well. Maybe they also use their head and their beak for defense. And same with the claws. I could see the claws being used as a pretty solid defense mechanism against any aquatic foes. I could see these being a little slow on land, but much faster in the water. Not saying that they're like completely slow, but maybe like a little bit faster than turtle pace on land. Since it is technically still kind of four-legged, I could see them kind of hobbling around, but I don't think they could reach crocodile running speeds. I think they're fastest in the water personally. And then with those like larger wing fins, I'm curious what you guys think about this, because whenever I see something that has these cool big fins or like kind of arm fins, I could see it being able to jump out of the water almost like a flying fish. I did call this creature kind of a sea wyvern for now, as you saw from the video title. So in my brain, I could see it kind of picking up a lot of speed, going from the bottom of the ocean up and out, kind of like a flying fish would do, or like a great white when they like rocket up to attack like seals or their prey. I could see this one doing something similar. I don't know what we would use it for, except for maybe hunting, or maybe another type of mating display. I don't know. I don't think these are like huge like great whites, and I don't know why flying fish do it. I don't know if there's like a reason evolutionarily wise why they like jump out of the water, maybe to avoid being eaten or being prey. So maybe that's what this one is using it for, both to catch like fish, because maybe that's like the easiest way for it to rocket through like a school of fish, grab as many as it can with its tentacles and beak, and then rocket out of the water and dive back down and grab more. You know, maybe that's what it uses it for. Or it does that to avoid being hunted, or to escape like a dominance battle with another male. Maybe something like that. I think that could work really well. And then I do see these as not full water breather creatures. You can correct me if there's a term for that, because it's escaping my brain right now. But these things I think would need to surface for air pretty frequently, not like super, like not like every couple of minutes, but maybe like with seal capacity lungs, being able to hold their breath for a really long time. But they would maybe sleep on the shores of different oceans and on like the rocks near a beach. I could see them all kind of strewn across that. And I could see these also like going maybe more inland just a little bit, but I think they would be very primarily sea heavy for like hunting and nesting and existing. And then, yeah, speaking of nesting, I think these would also maybe all migrate to a particular island or set of islands for mating. And then maybe they would travel like elsewhere for food and hunting and for the rest of the season. But just imagine like you're on this one island on like a string of islands or something, and these are just speckled all across the rocks right there on the coast. And you see all of these like head-butting, fighting displays while they're like on the beach, and they happen in the water too. I think that would really fit these creatures, is just occupying a space for the mating season and then going off and maybe being more solitary creatures. I don't really see them being communal outside of maybe mating, or they exist in the same spot. I don't think they would have like territory battles as much, maybe here and there. But I feel they would be very much solitary hunters. They'd be on their own except for the larger communal mating times. And then maybe occasionally they run into each other as well. And then for like reproduction and like making babies, I could see them having a nest similar to a crocodile's or like a turtle's, where they lay a bunch of eggs. But I think they would just leave them. So on that island, they would just lay all of their eggs, leave them, and then instinctually those younglings would go to the ocean and start their lives there. I think this is really cool, but I would love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below on what else you think could fit really well for this creature's lore and such. All right, guys, and we are all done with this Monster Mash, and I absolutely love it. This was such an unexpectedly cool Monster Mash. I was a little afraid when we first got this started, especially with the curveball of the owl, but I don't know. I think it's one of my new favorites. I feel I say that every time I make a Monster Mash, but this is legit. I think it is one of my new favorites. I know we added in another extra little bit with like the dinosaur, but I feel it still fits in well with like the turtle shell idea for the head and the whole combo, but I just love it. I had a lot of fun making so many different textures and colors and trying to do some different coloring methods for different parts of the body, and I just absolutely love this creature. For sure, I think I'm gonna put this in the second creature compendium that we're working on right now, and I just love it. I think I might even put it in my comic. I don't know. It's just so cool and so creepy and so awesome. I absolutely adore it. And I also challenge you guys, if you're interested, try mashing these animals as well. I really love to see how you guys like take the same exact creatures and do completely different twists. So if you do create this creature, please tag me on Twitter or Instagram, or join our Discord and post it in our gallery. I would love to see how you take these animals and combine them. But either way, thank you guys again so much for stopping by and checking out this video. And please hit the subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed. I'll be able to put a little chart here, but we have like over half of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed. So I would super appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button, and hit the like button too if you like the Monster Mash series. And I hope you guys also enjoyed the fun new like intro that I animated really quickly before this one had to come out. But again, thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.